Hey guys, it's your girl Dr. J with my mental health and wellness tip from my perspective. So I want to finish up this second part of conversation about illegitimate children, aka bastard children, and the psychological effect that it's supposed to have on them, or how sometimes people want to use being raised by a single mom or an unmarried couple has had a major impact on their lives. And so ACE stands for adverse childhood experiences, and being raised by a single mom and not having that two parent union has been traumatic for some people, and how while others, like myself, I mentioned earlier on, with resilient and supportive family love, just moved on to it. But today, I want to highlight this gentleman over here. Most of y'all may know him. This is C.L. Shepard, former NFL player. He played for the Detroit Lions and he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He also had a career at Florida Atlantic University. And so I first I heard him in 2008 attending a high school graduation in Atlanta, Georgia at Forest Hill Academy, where he was the keynote speaker. And so he talked about his childhood, age 14, being at a very low point in his life. Thinking about committing suicide. He talked about, wanting to go to college, but never really understood anything about scholarships. And so he tells the story about, and this is the thing that resonated with me, and every now and then I reference him and borrow from his story. And so he made the decision to retire from the NFL to become a renowned motivational speaker, talking all over the world about his story and just talking about how what he experienced as a child did not damage him, but had a successful life once he worked through that and accepted Christ in his life. And so he talked about how when he is engaging young people who are, going through very difficult times, or, headed for trouble, or making excuses about not having a dad. Also, he talked about after meeting his dad, it was not the expectation that he expected, this dad to embrace him and love him. Actually, he said that it was the opposite. But that still did not stop him when he had good people like his coach, in his life and encouraging him. And so the point that I'm getting to, when young people will come up with excuses about why they're acting the way that they're acting, he has this quote that says, "Pull up a chair, let's talk about adversity." And then he goes into telling them, he said, "My mom had 9 sons, 6 daughters. She had she was one woman with 2 jobs. And that was the running thing. 9 sons, 6 daughters, 1 mom, 2 jobs." And so he was basically saying, you have no excuse for that. And so I just want you guys to take a look at his story, go to his webpage, and just be inspired by him, how he overcame all of the childhood adversity and, being raised by a single mom who had 9 sons, 6 daughters, 1 woman, 2 jobs. So anytime we want to talk or complain about things from our childhood and why we cannot be successful, I'd like you all to take a look at his story and remember, pull up a chair. Let's talk. He says 9 sons, 6 daughters, 1 mama, 2 jobs. We can overcome whatever it is that's holding us back. And not only that, use it to motivate our children. And once again, we are not damaged goods, and we can persevere through all the things that society and statistic, in a sense, has said should not happen for those who are born as illegitimate children, or if they want to call them bastard, and or somebody said a loving single family household. From your girl, Dr. J.